Dear children, hope all are busy with your studies. Today we are going to study the eighth lesson, My Donkey Sally, written by Gerald Malcolm Durrell. Now I will tell you something about this author. Gerald Malcolm Durrell was an Indian born British naturalist and author keenly interested in animal conservation. He established the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust and the Durrell Wildlife Park to protect animals across the world. He is also well known for the humorous stories he wrote about his family and his work. Some of his famous works include the Corfu trilogy, The Garden of the Gods, and a practical guide for the amateur naturalist. The story is about a donkey, and his name was Sally. This is an extract taken from Birds, Beasts, and Relatives, written by Gerald Durrell. Already I told. Now we will begin the story. I'll read the paragraph. Ever since we arrived in Corfu, I had been aware that there were vast numbers of donkeys there, but I had not really thought about them until we had gone to Katrina's wedding. Here, a great number of donkeys had brought their babies, many of them only a few days old. I was enchanted by their soft knees, their great ears, and their wobbling, uncertain walk, and I had decided then, come what might, that I would possess a donkey of my own. I told mother that I would willingly forego all other gifts if she gifted me a donkey on my birthday. I explained that if I had a donkey to carry me and my things, I could go further afield. Mother only said she would see. Then one day, Costas, the brother of our maid, began to erect a bamboo house in the olive grove for mother. Here in the first line, the word Corfu is an island in Greece. I here refers to a small boy, Jerry. There was a wedding in Corfu. Boy's family had gone for this wedding. Boy also. This small boy, Jerry, till then he was not interested to have a donkey of his own, but after he saw many donkeys there, he was filled with delight by their soft knees, great ears, and their uncertain walk. Here, wobbling means unsteady, uncertain walk. After seeing these baby donkeys, he decided to have a donkey of his own. After he was fascinated to have a donkey of his own, Jerry went to his mother and said that he wanted to have a donkey for his birthday. He also explained that if he had a donkey to carry him and his things, he would be a more successful person. And also he would give up all other gifts. Mother said that she would see. She did not say yes to him. So one day Jerry saw that Costas, the brother of their maid means servant, he was building a bamboo house in the olive grove as suggested by his mother. Now children, see the next page. I was astonished. I asked Costas, what does mother want with a bamboo house? Who knows? He said, shrugging. Perhaps she wants to keep plants in it or store sweet potatoes for the winter. Another day, and the bamboo and reed hut was complete. When I asked mother what it was for, she answered vaguely that it might be useful later. The day before my birthday, everybody started acting in a slightly stranger manner than usual. Larry went about the house shouting Tantivy and Tally-ho and similar hunting slogans. As he often behaved in this way, I did not take much notice. Margot kept running about the house carrying mysterious bundles under her arm. Even Leslie and Spyro were affected, it seemed, and they kept going into mysterious huddles in the garden. Then this small boy He saw, no, this Costas, he was making a hut. Jerry was very much surprised to see a bamboo house. So he immediately went to Costas and he asked why mother want a bamboo house. See in this picture, children, he is asking to that boy. Without giving much interest, he said, he means that boy, one who is making that bamboo house, said like this, who knows? Children, how he said? He raised his shoulder and showed his indifference. That's the meaning of shrug. So he replied him that maybe mother wants to keep plants or she wants to store sweet potatoes for the winter. By the next day, the bamboo hut was completed, and when this boy asked his mother the reason for building up the bamboo hut, she answered in an unclear manner and she said that it might be useful later. Here, Larry was the brother of Jerry. Just before Jerry's birthday, everybody, all the family members, started behaving in a strange way. And this Larry, he went about the house shouting, Tantivy and Tally-ho. Here, Tantivy and Tally-ho are the hunting cries. So, as he often behaved in this way, Jerry didn't take any notice of him. All the family members, they were having some kind of secret meetings in the garden. Here Margot was running here and there with her bundles. Other children, Leslie and Spyro, also were there in the secret meetings. Now see next what happened. When Leslie saw me trying to overhear them, he asked me to go down to the nearest cliff and jump off. Feeling that the family were unfriendly, I took off into the olive groves and for the rest of the day chased green lizards. That night I had just turned down the lamp and snuggled into bed when I heard sounds of harsh singing and shouts of laughter coming through the olive groves. After a while there was the sound of stumbling feet on the tiles as Leslie and Larry staggered. Here staggered means walked unsteadily as if one was about to fall. Staggered down the corridor. Who? This his brothers. Next, when Jerry found that nobody was aware of him or nobody was paying him any attention to him, he finally went to the olive groves and he started chasing the green lizards over there. He tried his best to listen their conversation, but they told him to go away from there. That is why he went to the olive groves. When Jerry was about to go to his bed and he was making himself comfortable on the bed, he saw that his family members were shouting, and then he heard some kind of unusual shouting and harsh singing, shouts of laughter coming from the olive groves. After some time, he heard somebody was walking very unsteadily on the corridor. Now, see the next page, children, that I'll read for you. I soon forgot about the family's behavior as lying in the dark, wondering about what my presents were going to be. I went off to sleep. He slept. The following morning, I woke and wondered for a moment what was so special about that day. Then I remembered it was my birthday. I was just about to get out of bed and go and see what my presents were when a curious noise broke out in the hall. Hold its head, came Leslie's voice. Look out, you are spoiling the decorations, wailed Margot. Forget the decorations, said Leslie. Hold its head. Dear God, said Larry in disgust. Here disgust means showing a strong disapproval or dislike. Dung all over the floor. Larry in disgust, what he said, dung all over the floor. Now see the explanation. This boy Jerry did not take any notice about his family's behavior. Then finally he went off to sleep by thinking that what presents or what birthday gifts he will be receiving on his birthday. As soon as early in the morning he was about to get up from his bed, and go out to see about all gifts he has to get. He heard a curious noise in the hall. And the noise was like this: hold its head, hold its head. That was Leslie's voice. Whether it was shout or curious noise in the hall, he heard it from there. He heard Margot saying like this: look out, you are spoiling the decorations. Leslie was not at all bothered about the decorations. He was interested on something else. Again he said, hold its head. What was it, children? What was going on there, children? We will see later. Again, this boy, he heard Larry's sad voice. Children, this boy, he was on his bed. He did not get up. He was hearing all these noises. Then again he heard Larry's sad voice. Oh God, everywhere dung only. I don't like this. Now, next what happened? The whole of this conversation was accompanied by a strange pitter-pattering noise, as though someone were bouncing ping-pong balls on the tile floor of the hall. I sat up in bed when my bedroom door burst open and a donkey dressed in colored crepe paper, Christmas decorations, and with 3 enormous feathers attached skillfully between its large ears came galloping into the bedroom. Leslie hanging onto its tail, shouting, "Hold on, you donkey!" The donkey came to a halt by my bedside and gazed at me out of enormous brown eyes. It seemed rather surprised. It shook itself vigorously. Here, vigorously means in an energetic way, so that the feathers between its ears fell off. See the what is that explanation? In between these voices, he also heard a strange noise like something jumping on the floor of their hall. Just he sat up in his bed, suddenly his bedroom door opened fast by somebody, and a cute small donkey with full energy entered into his room. And see the donkey, children. His brother had dressed this donkey in colored crepe paper. These papers usually used for Christmas decorations. And in between its large ears, they very beautifully kept 3 enormous feathers. Children, are you seeing? See this in this picture? Jerry could not believe his eyes. His mother, his sister, and brother stood in front of him so happily. See in this picture? Here in this picture, you can see that. Near to his bed, the donkey stopped. Surprisingly, it was looking at him, at Jerry. When it shook itself with his full strength, Margot's decoration, that 3 feathers fell down from its head. Children, now come to the next page. The whole place smells like a stable, said Larry. You have simply ruined its decorations, said Margot. And it took me hours to put them on. But I was taking no notice of the family. The donkey had approached the edge of my bed. It stared at me for a moment. Then it gave a little throaty chuckle. Throaty chuckle means what is that? A sound like a quiet laugh. And thrust in my bed. Thrust, what is that? Pushed suddenly and strongly. It stared at me for a moment. Then it gave a little thrust in my outstretched hands, a grey mussel as soft as everything soft I could think of, silkworm cocoons, newly born puppies, sea pebbles, or the velvety feel of a tree frog. Do you like it, Jerry? Asked mother. Like it? I was speechless. Now, here the explanation. The donkey was totally decked up by Maggie. Now she is complaining that she worked a lot, but now everything spoiled in 1 second. Larry was complaining about the smell. The family were conversing between themselves. The boy Jerry, he was not taking any notice of these conversations. He was only seeing the donkey. Here the muzzle of the donkey was compared to the softest things like a silkworm cocoons, newly born puppies, sea pebbles, or the velvety feel of a tree frog. Mother asked so curiously to him whether he liked this donkey or not. He was not able to say the answer. That much he liked that animal. Then here it is written some descriptions about that donkey. He has a plum color, lily-like ears, over the hooves white color as socks, and it is like a dancer's shoes. This donkey having great shining eyes, and it had a neat white circle. Children, you can see all these things in this picture. By seeing that, he understood that it came from the village of Gastori. Now, this donkey was more special for him, that I will read for you. The donkey was a rich dark brown, almost a plum color, with enormous ear-like lilies, white socks over tiny polished hooves, as neat as a dancer's shoes. Running along her back was a broad black cross. Round each great shining eye she had a neat white circle, which showed that she came from the village Gastori. That and all I told. You remember Katrina's donkey that you liked so much, said Margot. Well, this is her baby. This, of course, made the donkey even more special. The donkey stood there chewing a piece of colored paper while I scrambled out of bed. Scrambled out means climbed out quickly, where I inquired breathlessly. Breathlessly means what is that, children? Out of breath with excitement. Of mother, was I to keep her? That is what the house Costas built is for, said mother. So this donkey was more special for Jerry because this is the baby of the same donkey which he had seen in Katrina's wedding, and he liked that donkey so much. His mother only told him this thing. Now Jerry immediately went to his mother and asked her where he had to keep his donkey. Here it is written scrambled out, means climbed out quickly, already I told. Because of his eagerness and happiness, he was not able to come out of the bed slowly. Now he must know the place where he had to keep his pet donkey. Then his mother told him about the bamboo house Costas made it for this donkey only. By hearing this, Jerry became very happy. Now see next part. I was beside myself with delight. What a noble, kindly family I had. How cunningly they had kept the secret from me. How hard they had worked to deck the donkey out in its finery. What is the meaning? Decorate the donkey with the crepe paper, Christmas decorations and feathers. So they worked very hard. Slowly and gently, as though she was some fragile piece of china. Fragile means easily broken or damaged piece of china. I led my donkey out through the garden and round into the olive groves, opened the door of the little bamboo hut and took her inside. Now he started to think how good, kind, noble family he got. Now he is thinking about the previous day's incidents. Whole family, how nicely kept this secret from him. His dear ones, how nicely decorated this animal. He written about this animal, so delicate animal. He slowly led the donkey out into the olive grove, and they came near the bamboo house. See the picture? He opened the door and both of them went inside. That house was just enough fit for her. Now see next part. The little house was splendid, just big enough for her. I took her out again and tied her to an olive tree, then stayed for half an hour in a dream-like trance, admiring her from every angle. While she gazed quietly. Then I heard mother calling me into breakfast, and I sighed with the satisfaction. I had decided that without any doubt whatsoever this was the finest donkey in the whole of Corfu. For no reason that I could think of, I decided to call her Sally. I gave her a quick kiss on her silken muzzle and then went into breakfast. This boy did, this boy and this donkey, they came out from that bamboo house, and he tied it to an olive tree. He was not going from there. He was just looking at her, and he was in his dream. He was admiring its beauty. Suddenly, he heard his mother's voice. She was calling him for breakfast. That time he took a decision that his donkey was the best donkey in that region. Jerry decided to call her Sally. Then he kissed her where on her silken muzzle. After that, so happily he ran to his house to have a breakfast. So this is all about the little boy and his donkey Sally. See children, beginning Jerry was thinking about his family members that they were all of a sudden behaving strangely. So he ignored them and went into the lonely place. Actually, they were planning to give him a surprise birthday gift. But Jerry was not knowing that. They appeared to be casual at first, but soon we see how loving and caring they were towards each other. So, children, we must always be loving and caring towards our family members and friends and not try to judge them by their actions. Do you understand the lesson, children? Okay. Now read the lesson and study the notes. Thank you, children.